Hello Freedom Seekers, Jeremy Chambers, Independence Acres Homestead. Out here today on the south side of our garden to do some changes to this part of the yard. And you can see it's already looking different. So basically, this year I am trying to expand the garden into this area. We've got about a 15-foot by 40-foot section of our yard that, well, it just turns into weeds. We use it for our mulch pile storage. We've got, well, it's just kind of an overgrow area for our squash plants, the vines coming out here. And we've got more vegetables that we want to grow this year. But I also want to start focusing on some herbal flowers, some medicinal herbs. And if you've watched some of our previous videos about what we're planning to grow this year, you'll know what those are. But I was running out of space to put them. I can only make so many raised beds. So the plan is that we are going to expand the garden into this area here. Now the first step was to go through with the mower that hasn't ran since like October of last year. We were getting up leaves, and get out here, and basically I want to scalp this part of the yard. I want to cut the grass and other things that are growing out here as low as possible. Then we're going to go ahead and cover this area with cardboard that we have been storing over the winter exactly for this purpose. Got some large ones from work, some from a restaurant in town, and hopefully we've got enough to do at least half of this area. We're going to be focusing on this eastern side here to start, because this is where I want to get started. And the other problem with this area is that it stays wet. I mean, I was slipping and sliding with the mower trying to get this scalped and get this grass cut down. So we're going to be building up the soil here, and that's what all of these bags of soil over here are for. See those orange bags over there? Every one of those, it's raised bed soil that we got at the end of last year, end of last season. It's like September, October time, and that stuff was on sale for $1.50 a bag, and I just couldn't turn it down. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating some raised beds along that edge over there. So basically, all along from the corner of the current garden fence across, and we're going to put some raised beds in here. And this is going to be for onions. I don't know what else we're going to put in. I'm not 100% sure on the plan, but the raised beds we're going to use for onions. We're going to do some raised beds there, and then on this end of the garden where the orange soil bags are, we're going to put some raised beds on either side there, and then a trellis across here. And I picked up some hardy kiwi plants, and they're growing well in the basement already. So we're going to put a trellis up over there in order to have those growing. Those raised beds will be for flowers, pollinators, but most of this area here, we're going to be creating ridges to grow everything in, so that the soil, as damp as you can see it gets, it doesn't cause root rot. So we're going to be raising that up and then mulching rows in between. And we're going to have one aisle coming straight down the middle here, and then about every 4 feet have a row of raised soil with about a 2-foot stripe of raised soil, and then a 2-foot stripe of the mulch. And then we're going to heavily compost, heavily feed those raised areas in order to make sure that it has the nutrients necessary to feed these flowers and medicinal herbs all summer long. Whew, here we are.
2 hours later.
And this is the progress we've made. We've got about a quarter to a third of the area that we want to expand the garden into covered in cardboard, and now we're taking some of this chopped up leaf mulch and we're spreading it over here, mostly just to act as a weight to keep this cardboard from blowing away over the next couple days. But then we're going to start laying out our aisles and putting mulch down where our aisleways are going to be, and putting compost down where we're planning to put the rows for growing things. It's so nice to see this coming along. This has been in my mind for wow, since like November, September, since sometime into last year. So it's finally good to see some of my planning coming to fruition. So because today is one of the first beautiful days, yesterday we spent most of our day inside planting seeds. We had germinated earlier in the week with our paper towel and plastic bag method. If you follow us on Instagram, you saw some pictures of that on our page. And yesterday I spent, gosh, about 3 hours transferring about 600 seeds from the germinating vessels that we use over to some soil. And man, I've already got some tomatoes popping through the soil in those trays today. So it is a beautiful thing to see, not only the sunshine, but to see some tomatoes popping out of soil downstairs in our grow room. And Caleb was working yesterday, but I had Luke and Josh help me with transferring those seeds over to the seed trays. So the seeds that we started in germination earlier this week are ready to go in the soil. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but if you look inside here, you can start to see there's some actual tap roots growing inside that paper towel there. It is time to get these things into some soil. It's kind of a gloomy day today, so let's get this done. The kids have already ran the dibbler through the soil here to make sure that we've got holes at about 1/4 to 1/2 inch in depth. We wanted it a little deeper because we're not just putting the seeds in, we're actually putting the roots in. And we need to make sure we give a space for that taproot to go down and the greenery, because some of these seeds already have some green going on them, for that to go up. Well, that wraps up our work today on our garden extension. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future updates. And until next time, God bless.